Hello, my dear folks. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Zhao is hosting with lots of pride. And today, once again, we're talking about our lovely President, Donald Trump. And it's the Trump Weekly, one of the Trump Weekly series we recently created. So we talk on the subject on a weekly basis. Normally, I print out a list of questions. But this kind of a show, especially when I have my friend Peter Choi on my left-hand side, Temple City Chamber of Commerce chairman, and also he's Howard, by the way. That's a big by the way.
Howard, that's
and
a
political commentator. And right-hand side, Ken Hemming, a CPA though for life. He's a political commentator too. He's a philosopher. When they come together, I do not need a list of questions because questions are everywhere. So we can easily pick up any questions. Today, in the debate about our Donald Trump, we have a printout of more than 100 pages altogether. We'll see how much we can cover. So first, Peter to Ken, to both of you, welcome to the show.
I love being here with your viewers, Jack.
Well, thank you very much, Jack. As you noted, I do have a day job, but I must take great care to say I'm not here representing the Temple City Chamber of Commerce in any way.
Yeah. Of course,
I'm here representing myself and my own views. Look, let me just quickly say, I actually did not want to do this show because it's hard to keep up. Every day, not even every day, every hour, there's a new development that is more troubling.
Because
and so even coming in today, even this morning, even last night, there's new revelations, and it's very troubling, and it's tough to keep up, but we'll try to talk about what we know.
Very good. And to Peter, I want to give him my special thanks because he's been busy, very busy lately, and he still finds time. And the driving was very horrible, I know.
And if I may say very quickly, Ken, good man. I'm proud to call you a friend. We have a very different opinion about certain things in the world. So anything I say is not meant to be personal, but we have a very open conversation style.
Nothing
I
offends
recall
me.
that when I first met you, you said to me that you did not believe that President Obama had caught Osama bin Laden. Do you still believe that?
Yes. He was the president when he was killed, but the information that tracked Osama to where he was done in interrogations before.
No, you had told me actually that you did not believe that Osama bin Laden had actually been caught, that it was a hoax.
Oh, that's not even close to any truth. I'd never say something like that because it's a stupid statement. That is not true.
Okay.
Your memory is completely.
Okay, good. Well, then I'm glad we're on some kind of reality track
As
here.
you can see, my dear
I don't know how you
audience,
came up with that.
The debate started already, even before questions are laid out, right? That's good. That's good to start. Anyway, this declaration is very, very significant. We are very close friends. And I promise you, right after this, we'll go for some beer. That's for sure, and already scheduled.
We're going to need a beer.
Okay. We let differences remain. We argue when we argue. All right, good. Now, question. Big question. Let's start with a big question. How much you feel about Donald Trump within his about 50-something days into his presidency? Peter, since you come a long way.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't come that long, and look, even I'm very happy to be here and talk about this. Look, the president we have is the same person we saw on the campaign trail. One of his opponents, Jeb Bush, governor of Florida, said during the Republican primary that he is a chaos candidate and he will be a chaos president. And that is what we have. We have a White House in chaos. They can't get their act together. We have many government positions unfilled. We have an incompetent staff. But ultimately, it's about the man at the top. The buck stops here at the desk of the President of the United States. He's the leader of the free world. And what we are seeing is that someone who is completely unqualified to be president, and who has the world laughing at America, who has many foreign leaders very scared, very frightened about what America is going to lead us into. We've seen someone who doesn't even know how to greet people to the White House. Whether it's the German Prime Minister Angela Merkel, refusing to handshake, that's incredible to me.
Okay, very good. Same question to my friend Ken Hemming. How do you feel into his 50-something days of the presidency, please?
I think he's accomplished fantastic things that the media, who was part of the Democratic Party.
Well, let's be sure that we are on media here with Jack.
I want to say something.
Let him finish.
Yeah, I want to just. What you're going to hear today from Peter is he represents.
Well, let me just. You, how you feel? How satisfied are you with our president? About
spectacularly satisfied. Spectacularly satisfied. Because in the sense of we're going to have a secure border, we have an economy that is going to be revitalized. We're going to protect our citizens from radical Islam terrorism, and we're going to. The Democrats have lost over about 1,000 seats in the last 8 years under Obama in all the states, in Congress, and in governorships. So I cannot be more happy. I wear my hat proudly, and even with people that really are Democrats in that, we all just have a great time. We just have a good time talking, and so most of them are friendly.
All right,
Jack, I have to say one thing about this. He says he's spectacularly satisfied.
Yes.
Which is clearly a minority opinion in this country.
That's not true.
But let me just say, I didn't interrupt you when you were speaking, and the only way we're going to get through this if we show a little respect to each other. But I have to say, he states that he is spectacularly satisfied with the president because of what he is going to do.
No.
No, that's what you said. You're going to make the country safe. You're going to bring economic recovery. He has not done that, and there is I would like to see any proof right now that he is. When it comes to making the country safe, let's be clear. This is a man who lied his way to the presidency, who stated, key point, gonna build a wall, gonna make Mexico pay for it. And now it turns out that you and I are gonna pay for it. I don't know how you can be satisfied with that.
We'll do that.
I don't know how you can be satisfied with that.
Okay.
All right, well,
now, let's talk about it. Go ahead.
I want to read one thing, okay, that will clearly identify the differences between Peter and I. This is my take, okay? The radical left progressive Democrats that have taken over the Democratic Party possess no personal attributes or values that have any relationship to decency and dignity, and endorse hate, violence, and fake news as appropriate political tools. So we're going to have he's a brilliant guy and a fantastic orator, but just look for the substance and look at the reality of the stock market up 2,300 points, etc.
Well, if we're going to look for substance,
you both
Jack,
are done.
If we're going to look for substance, we're not going to see it in incredible
you
statements
both are
like
done
that,
with the answer to the first question.
That's
my audience will see clear that who holds what, right? Now, speaking of speaking of lies, truth versus lies, I have a good piece which has just popped up this morning. I believe you have the print out, and it was about a interview with Time magazine yesterday, and there are lies. Okay, the headline says this: President Trump had a remarkable interview with Time magazine on March 22nd about falsehood, in which he repeated many false claims that have repeatedly been debunked. Here is a roundup of his key misstatement. So they printed out in black font. So shall I go some, or you want to pick some, or you want to pick some?
Jack,
I don't want to pick any. I'll let you guys express your hatred and confidence in the media.
Well,
it's true. Look who's writing it.
No.
Look who's writing it.
I don't think that we're going to have a productive conversation if one member at this table keeps character. If I may finish without being interrupted, for goodness sake, let's be civil here. This is the problem.
Let's see the first
what's
one,
happening
Peter.
in Washington, D.C.
Let's see the first one.
But my question is this. Let's just start with this tweet.
Which is what?
The tweet that our president sent out that said, "Terrible. Just found out that Obama had my wires tapped in Trump Tower just before the victory. Nothing found. This is McCarthyism." Now, this is an unequivocal statement. This is where the current president of the United States accuses the former president's predecessor of doing electronic surveillance on him.
And
With
failed
no
to prove any evidence.
And underneath this, by the way,
Wow.
is the current president accusing the former president of a crime. That's a serious, serious accusation.
Okay.
And when someone
that-
makes that kind of accusation, they should have proof. He has not provided one iota of proof. And in fact, as we all know, and that even Ken cannot deny, the FBI director, setting with the total Department of Justice behind him, shot this tweet down, said it was not true, and still the president has not apologized to Barack Obama.
Okay, to that, how you ran wrong, you want to respond?
Peter
please?
is busy at his job, okay, and obviously cannot
That's
keep
not
up
what we're
currently.
talking about. We're
Let
talking
me
about
finish.
this tweet, Ken.
You interrupted now. Okay, so now we're even. That tweet yesterday, the head of the one committee in Congress. I think my face is better than that. Okay,
Okay.
Put it down.
Yeah.
Don't be
Yeah, it's
insulted.
okay.
You know.
Put it down.
But the.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
That's
Let him
that's
finish, yeah.
that's the heart of the Democratic Party.
That's what we're talking about.
Right. And Nunez, the congressman, head of that, whatever committee is looking at this, came out yesterday and said that yes, the Obama administration had surveilled Trump's and his people in the transition team after he was elected. And I think you probably didn't see that, but and then. The Democrats are jumping on that, but he came out and said that they now have information and proof that there was, yes, it was all big deal yesterday, and I know you didn't see it, which is fine.
How do you know that? You're such a psychic. Let me,
okay.
Jack.
Well,
let
if
me
you'd have-
address him
Okay, okay.
because he's mentioned me here. So let me respond to that.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Make it
didn't
short,
see
make it
that.
short.
How do you know I didn't see that? This is
Well,
the-
then
wait, if I may finish.
Yeah.
How does he know that I didn't see it? How does he make these statements where, of course, we saw that?
Because that tweet has just
No,
been
no, no.
verified.
Let
I
me
want you
clarify.
guys to
Yeah.
focus.
What you're
okay?
not talking about
Oh,
here.
listen, both. You both. I want you guys to focus on one thing. Was the tower wiretapped or not?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
And
put it
where's
back.
the proof?
So
Ask Nunez.
Was
He
it-
Where's
came
the
out-
beef?
No.
You brought him up.
No,
I didn't because we can talk about Nunez and his actions.
Wow.
Or has
Wow.
it been wiretapped? Has
where's the
it been
proof?
Well,
wiretapped?
first of all, Peter quite nicely went like that because the word wiretap in there was in
And I
in
said
quotes.
electronic surveillance.
Yeah.
He spied on me. He ordered electronic surveillance on me. I said that.
And that's what Nunez said happened yesterday.
Where's the
in a
proof?
press
What
con-
proof did he offer?
Well, if you're going to be, what proof did he offer?
Yeah. What proof did he offer?
He just saw.
Come on, Ken.
Yeah.
Wow, you're,
So
you're
far-
very interesting.
No, come on.
What
What
proof do
proof?
you
Let
have?
him finish.
Put
Come
that
on.
down,
No,
Peter.
put it down,
Don't
please.
be.
Okay.
This tweet-
living the bar.
I know. Hold
No,
on.
Jack.
Hold on. You
This
don't have to
tweet
do that.
Has been validated. It's
By
been
who?
validated by Nunez and the
No.
FDIF
Question.
committee
No,
in
the
Congress.
FBI director
No.
shot that tweet
question.
down.
No,
Bang, bang, bang. Shot
I
those
want
tweets
you
down.
Not now.
No.
Not
I
after
want-
yesterday.
I want-
Nunez shot
okay,
the
all right.
director of the
I want
FBI.
each
What
of
proof
you-
did you
I want
show?
each of you give me one word. Yes or not. The tower was wiretapped.
Oh, we don't know. But we know there's been surveillance. Okay,
yes
sorry.
or
Oh,
no?
so you're saying we don't know?
No.
You just said that Nunez provided
Come on,
proof.
give me one word. Yes or no.
No, we don't know is not one
Yes
word.
or no.
From my heart, I believe without question the Obama administration would do anything to try to destroy Trump or
That's
the
not yes
Republican
or
Party.
no.
We'll do this as speculation.
yes or
I'm
no.
talking
So
about
I
yes
will
or no.
say yes, surveillance
now,
happened.
Okay, Pat.
Yes.
this is Pat.
Based on what do
now.
you say that?
Okay, my dear audience, today
Based on
we're
Nunez
doing-
yesterday.
We're doing a debate over the subject,
Wow,
big
that's
subject.
a
The
denial.
subject person being President Donald Trump. And we're talking about if he tells truth or the falsehood. And now we're kind of meandering a little bit here over the Trump Tower thing. With me on left-hand side, Peter Choi, a political commentator,
left.
representing himself, regardless whatever
Right.
hat he were wearing. And my good friend, personal friend, Ken Hamming, political commentator, not representing anybody.
I
just a
represent America.
natural man of three, sit here to debate a little bit. Okay, stay with us. We'll
Let
be
me-
right back, please. Hello, dear friends, my dear audiences. Welcome back to the debate over the subject person, our president, the lovely President Donald Trump. And like I said, with Donald Trump, we don't even have to prepare a list of questions because questions are everywhere. It's my personal opinion. Once again, I want to make my declaration that whatever I say represents me, Jack Zhao, nothing else. Not the show, neither to the organization, just personal opinion, right? With me on the right-hand side, my good friend, Ken Hemming, a wonderful CPA for life, and he's a writer himself. And he's got a good quotation, says, I'm never offended. On his book, 100 Words to Live By, Life Simple, under O, and first word offend, his first explanation to that word is that I, Ken Hemming, could never be offended. So I like that for a statement. And on my left-hand side, Peter Choi at Howard, he's a good friend of mine for many, many years. And he is a political commentator too. At this point, we are arguing about the fact. Okay, now.
Actually, what we were talking about is how there is not one iota of proof that the FBI director shot down this tweet, and yet Ken continues to say that this is true.
It's been
yes, it is true. No. Yesterday, it's true.
But look, Jack, since he brought up Congressman Nunes, let me just say this.
Okay.
What he's talking about, in case people are not aware, what Ken is referring to is the head of the committee, Devin Nunes, held a press conference. And he claimed, without showing any proof, that he had received some information, which was from somewhere, and that he was sharing it with the president and the White House. Now, this is a committee that is investigating the White House. To have the head of the Intelligence Committee going and sharing this information with the White House before he even shared it with the Intelligence Committee, of which he is chair. That's what Ken is talking about.
Actually, that's not what happened.
If we have to be, yes, exactly what happened.
No, it's not.
And we have, this is a land where we're trying to deal with reality and truth and not with alternate facts. And let's say, for folks out there, this is what we're dealing with. So fasten your seatbelts because it's going to be a bumpy ride because this is alternate fact world. And we're trying to deal with reality.
That's a fake news world.
Okay. So now when
Make
you
up
say,
stories.
When you say that,
what is untrue about what I just said? That's exactly what happened with Nunes yesterday.
Yeah, you're done. You're done.
No, I want to give him the chance to rebut it.
I'm asking him.
No, what you said that was not right. That he didn't go and talk. They all have the information.
No, he didn't.
What's your comment on the Nunes part?
I'm excited. Because I'm excited because it's really not about Trump. It's not about anything. It's about all the citizens of America being surveilled. And then I don't know all the rules of when you unmask things, okay? But I do know that when they surveil and then they recognize the voice of somebody like with Ryan, they are not. It's an American citizen. They're not supposed to be unmasked and identified. And they are starting to do that. And so those are felonies.
What he's talking about.
Somebody will go to prison on this.
What he is talking about.
Yes, it's the president who's going to go to prison.
You guys let me talk.
That's so asinine.
Yeah, sure. What he
asinine.
says sounds to me, he's talking about the protocols of how business is supposed to be handled.
No, not business.
Especially being the head of the committee.
Well, the business of government.
Yes.
That's what you mean.
There is certain protocols about the routine, which steps first, who shares the information with. The protocol, right?
Yeah.
So do you confirm that as a basic understanding? And
I'm not sure what we said, but
before sharing the information with even the community, the committee, to share it with the president, which is related.
Look,
I'm
it's
happily
a fact. It's
not an insider in Washington, D.C.
Anyway.
Look, it's a fact.
Peter,
look, Jack.
sometimes we do it to the extent when differences are laid here, we don't want it to go till the very end. We don't have time to do that.
No, but this
There's
is something
a difference here.
It is
difference. Yeah, difference already here.
I did
already
to correct you.
All right. Okay, now let me move. I have this much. Come on.
Yeah, but Jack, look, there is so much.
When he
there
says
is so much going on
now,
with this administration.
back to,
but let's focus on this.
That's ridiculous.
Let's focus on the fact that the FBI director shot this down, and now he brings up this other version of Devin Nunes and how he has proof.
We have two confirmed already. I know. If I may say, please.
Yeah, we said it enough.
Let's
move
on.
No, we have not said enough, Jack. There is no proof.
Come on.
There is no proof.
That's
not
concluded
of this charge that the former president was a criminal.
No. We have concluded on two issues already. number one, the conclusion was on the Trump Tower wiretapping thing, all right? One yes, one no. That's it. There's one and the one.
But what? No, he didn't say that.
He says yes.
I said I believe that
Yes.
there's been
Yes.
Believing is something for religion. We're
Yes,
talking about facts.
We take it
you
for
mean
statement,
like
okay?
if you-
Believing.
Like
Let's
if,
move. Let's
if
move.
you
Let's
like your
move.
plan,
Let's
you
move.
can keep it. If
Come
you
on.
like your
No,
doctor,
no,
you
no,
can
no.
keep
Okay.
it. Let's go back to the origin of lies in
Okay,
the
now,
White House.
Come on.
Believing.
Let's talk about the lies.
He believes that
Let's
it
talk about the lies
And there
of
is no
yesterday
fact for it.
at the
That's not
interview,
true,
right?
actually.
Okay, now, Peter, about the first lie, first falsehood that they picked up this morning in black and white in the larger font says Sweden. I make the statement. Everyone goes crazy about Sweden, and the next day they have a massive riot and the death and the problems. A day later, they had a horrible riot in Sweden, and you saw what happened. That's a comment made about Sweden towards another country. Made by President of the United States towards another country.
Well, he
How
didn't
do you feel about this comment, please?
Look, I'm half Swedish,
Comfortable?
okay? I'm half Swedish. I've been to Stockholm, fairly nice city,
all
but
right.
not awesome. But right now, the Swedes, the government of Sweden denies that there's radical Islam problems in Sweden, okay? And they've let, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands in, but enough to make a difference. And there are places where you can't go in. In fact, somebody went in there and they beat him up and fortunately didn't kill him. But anyway, there's problems there, and under Sharia law, it is acceptable to rape infidels, to rape women that are not believers in Islam. And the projection is that 1 out of 4 Swedish women will ultimately be raped by a Muslim in Sweden. Now,
25%.
I hope that's not true, Peter. I don't want anybody to be raped.
You're saying it, so.
No, well, I've read it many times, and then also.
And you're saying it here.
Okay, also, right here in America, two 17 and 18-year-old, one illegal people in America in 9th grade in Maryland raped a 14-year-old girl violently.
One.
Well, one's illegal, right? The other's legal.
You're talking about one case. But I thought
No,
we were talking about Sweden.
wait.
I know.
Okay, one case. See, this is it. You guys don't care about the victims. I care about the victims. Now, I'm sure you do as a human being, okay?
All right.
But you never,
Are you
for
done?
example, ABC, NBC, and CBS.
He's all over the place
listen,
here.
have not put one word about that on their shows, on their news shows. Why? Because they don't want to admit that it's happening.
Okay, all right.
That's
Hold
true,
on.
Peter.
Okay, you're done.
May
okay,
I
very
say
good.
something?
That statement, yes.
I'd
Before
like to hear what you think of that.
I would do my insertion because I deserve a little bit, like a 30 seconds, something like that. We are talking about when he says here, he says Holden. He uses Sweden as a whole country, as a country.
Okay.
He's not talking about any incident. That's it. I just want to point that out.
Well, the incident was an Islamic
Your
riot.
comment, please.
Of
That
violence.
never happened.
Yeah.
It was clear.
Your comment on
Never
this,
happened.
about this statement.
This is what happened with his Sweden statement. Donald Trump stated that there had been a terrible thing that happened in Sweden last Friday. That's what he said.
All right. Good.
And then,
what's the one day? Let him finish.
It's not true what you're saying.
Let him finish. Come on.
Kenneth.
Well, I just want
Kenneth,
Let's-
come on now.
yeah, let's
come
be-
on now.
let's be-
Once again,
Let me illuminate
Let's be
afterwards.
civilized, okay?
I am.
The civilized way is that when you're talking, he keeps himself shut, and you
And
do
then-
the same thing.
And then
all right?
let
Please
me
go
comment
ahead.
after.
you
All
need
right,
to
good.
get your emotions under control.
good.
here.
I have no
No
emotions,
comment,
negative or
emotion,
positive, Peter.
No comment,
Chelsea.
emotion. I want you to comment
That's right.
on this statement
That's
for
what I was
Sweden.
trying to do.
Go ahead.
I was trying
Go ahead.
before I was so
Don't
rudely
waste your
interrupted.
time. Go ahead.
I learned that from you.
See, again,
Yeah, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Good.
what Donald Trump was referring to was, he said, an incident that happened last Friday in Sweden. So then people researched it, including Fox News and other media favorable to the president, found nothing. And then afterwards, there was a minor incident or so, and he claimed that was what he was talking about. But as Time Magazine pointed out in their column, they said, no, but you were referring to something you said happened last Friday.
Yes.
And now you're claiming credibility because of something that an incident that might have happened after. So that is exactly the case. Look, but let me finish, because he rambled on for quite a bit.
All right.
Look, can the President of the United States, the Republican Party, let's not make any excuses here. Donald Trump is a Republican president. He was a Republican candidate. He is not an anomaly. He's not some outsider that came in. He is embraced by the Republican Party. He represents the Republican Party. And this is what you get when you vote Republican. You get a president like Donald Trump. The thing I will say is this, very quickly, Jack. Here in California, in Southern California, we have a fantasy land called Disneyland. It's called the Magical Kingdom. But the place where our current president, and unfortunately thinking like Ken Hemmings exists, is a different fantasy land. But it's not a magic kingdom, it's a tragic kingdom. It's a tragic kingdom of lies. And that's where they are. That's why they go off and talk about all this crazy paranoia and conspiracy stuff with no proof. And again, Jack, I understand that you want to talk about a Time magazine article, but the thing is, it all boils down to this. This is what is going to be the issue. He accused the president, he lied, and he accused the president of committing a crime, the former president. And he has not apologized for it. He has not shown one evidence of proof. He is the president of the United States.
You're taking too
with
long.
All the intelligence,
You're taking too long.
With all the intelligence at his hand, not one shred of proof.
You did make a point, very clear. And your comment, you respond to his comment?
I'm going to say sometimes my ears, in my mind, in my heart, hear words that deserve no response. I have nothing to say. Let Peter rant for the rest of the show and I'll be happy.
There you go. So let me rant and let me say.
You're backing up from the debate?
There are times that
Okay, now,
Proof hurts,
forget that.
Jack.
That
Proof
is-
and facts.
the lies are
when
displayed
you are
here.
fed a steady pablum of paranoia and conspiracy,
let's
truth
see,
and facts hurt.
Okay, now forget that. Let's pick up his statement on NATO, okay? How about that?
No, but you allowed him to respond to me, so let me respond very quickly.
He refused to respond.
I know, exactly,
said-
but we need to highlight his refusal to respond. Here's
you
the
don't
thing.
have to.
It's
We
not
are
worthy.
here. We both drove out here, sat here, took time out to have a debate and a conversation. And what you
nice
have,
conversation.
and what you have, is one half who refuses to comment because why? Because they can't. Because he can't.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
why.
I'm glad you recognize my inability
is
to
one of the
function,
very
Peter.
exciting moment that I have two of my best friends here to debate each other. Before and after, even during debate, they respect me.
Well,
They
one
are
person
my
doesn't want to
lovely-
debate.
No, come on. That's kind of...
That's
All right,
foolish.
let's continue. When we come back, we'll continue. My dear audience, keep watching. Hello, my dear friends, my dear audience, lovely fellow Americans. Welcome back to the discussion about our President Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, this debate, is one of the hottest debates of our time. My good friend Peter Choi and my good friend Ken Hemming, they both are responsible, and they are trying to be responsible to this country. This is good. This is why America is America, because we want to be responsible for the country. Now, we're talking about the interview that took place yesterday, day before exactly, with Time magazine, when lots of statements made mistakenly by Donald Trump, and there's a claim saying that he made his falsehood, and there are explanations or re-explanations, kind of correction and recorrections, and it looks that well, things are still not clear. And this morning there is this popped out. It's a printout of all those mischievous statements made by frivolous president who is not responsible for what he says. Well, he says everything, including NATO. About NATO comment, he says, NATO obsolete because it doesn't cover terrorism. All right, they fixed that, and I said that the allies must pay. Nobody knew that they weren't paying. I figured it. what I said about NATO was true. People aren't paying their bills. So, your comment on this one, NATO thing? Are the members, allied members, paying their bills, their dues?
You know, I want the United Nations and NATO NATO needs to exist, but it has not adopted to the terrorism in the world. It's all in the context of World War II still, okay? And that is sort of right now irrelevant. But in terms of paying, you're supposed to pay about 2% of your budget to NATO to pay for the defense of the country, okay, like Japan and Germany. Now, Germany has not, most of the countries, many have not been paying there, and we've been overpaying dramatically. So I totally agree that they need to man up to their responsibility on the contract that they did. And President Trump is a negotiator, and he's putting them on notice that you need to do what you said you would do, and it's a simple story like that, and they will.
The core issue on this statement is his comment about the NATO doesn't cover terrorism.
Well, may I comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
On
Go ahead.
this?
You comment.
Look, the President of the United States is not just responsible for the 50 United States and Puerto Rico, but he's the leader of the free world. Of course, what we have now is the liar of the free world, because nobody believes him. That's a problem.
Wow.
You know, when he attacks the intelligence agency, the President of the United States, at war with the U.S. intelligence agency, they've got to work together for national security and international security. The question we have to ask is, why is he attacking NATO? They're our ally.
He's not attacking.
You know, why? If I may,
go ahead.
honestly, seriously now, why is he hanging up the phone on the Australian Prime Minister? You know, who is our great ally, has served with us in every war. Why is he attacking NATO? Who does it help that he attacks NATO? Why does NATO have a line of missile defenses? Who are they protecting Europe from? I'll tell you, from Russia, from Vladimir Putin. Now, that goes to the heart. The bigger picture is not accounting. The bigger picture is, why is this administration so close to Russia and Vladimir Putin? Why, when they started this whole Russia discussion, remember, their statement was, oh, nobody has anything to do with it. And now we find that more and more and more. Look, the question is not who went to Russia, but who in the president's administration has not gone to Russia. That is the question. Look at these people. And then we just heard this week that Paul Manafort, who was Donald Trump's campaign director, you know, for the bulk of 2016, was paid $10 million. $10 million by a Russian oligarch who was Vladimir Putin's best friend. And his role was to promote Putin's political interests. So that's just one. That's the bombshell of this week. But come on, all these connections to Russia, that is why responsible Republicans, the very few of them, like Senator John McCain, Senator Lindsey Graham, are calling for an independent bipartisan investigation. They do not trust your buddy Nunes and the committee, especially in light of the press conference he had the other day. They want to get to the bottom of this, because this is not about politics.
So much
it's not about Democrat or Republican.
So much for that on
this
your
is
side.
About,
about America.
If I may just finish, Jack.
Go ahead.
This is not about politics. This is not about Democrats and Republicans. This is not about name calling like Ken does. What this is about, it's the treason in the air.
Okay, all right, good.
It's the treason
comment
in the
on
air.
this one?
I'd like you to show proof of treason, please. So you're throwing out these names, okay?
Show the proof of treason?
Show the proof of treason. If you're accusing treason, show me something. Show me.
Okay.
Now, there's nothing wrong with people going to
May
Russia.
I? Or are you going to throw a question and then keep rambling?
Okay, yeah. Show me proof of treason. I will tell you, the Iran deal that Obama did
you're
is
talking
treason.
more, you're throwing questions and rambling on. So
Right. So you answer. Do you consider the Iran deal an act of treason, where you aid and abet our enemy?
we're talking about Trump.
We're talking about our country, and then
that's
so
what-
Trump.
but
So
again,
give
may
me
I-
proof.
may I respond?
Give
I
me
mean,
proof.
it's-
Give me proof.
He's going on and on.
Give me
and
proof of treason.
The irony,
He wants
Jack.
you to lay the
Jack.
proof of treason.
Yeah,
Jack,
do
the
it.
irony, the sheer irony of Ken asking for proof when that is what the American public is asking for. They're asking for proof for this charge that the current president made against the former president, that he did electronic surveillance on his apartment. And the irony of Ken asking for proof when he cannot provide one shred of proof for this statement. And the reason this is a problem, what makes America great, and our gift really to the world, I think.
To Ken's comment that everybody can go to Russia.
Everybody goes to Russia.
It's a free country, it's a free choice. How you comment about this 12 gentlemen?
Everybody could go to Russia.
Yeah, of course, yes.
You and I could go to Russia.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
But the problem is when the Trump administration says, and they send them all out, and says that, there was no contact between anybody in our campaign or our administration with any Russians. And then drip, 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 like water leaking out of a faucet, one by one, we find out that they had. And look, let's not forget Mr. Flynn. He was the national security advisor, and he was caught, and he had to resign.
He made a big mistake.
But
he was attacked.
Wait, if I may finish again, Ken, because I don't interrupt you. And I think when people interrupt, it means that, they have
It means I'm a worthless person.
Well, that's your words, not mine. I didn't say that.
But it's your intent.
I have not thrown any shade or
Let's
characterized
debate,
you
not
negatively
argue,
in any
all
way.
right?
I'm
Let's
talking
debate,
about
not
the
argue.
facts.
Yes,
And the
okay.
problem is when you exist in a world of paranoia and fantasy, you don't want to deal with facts. The fact is, starting with Mr. Flynn and on down, one after the other, we have seen numerous contacts with the Russian. It's not about whether you go to Russia, but it's certainly strange that it's a favorite destination. It's more popular than Paris for them. And the fact is this, it's not that who goes to Russia on vacation. It's when Paul Manafort, his campaign director, after the administration claimed nobody had any contact communication with Russians, was paid $10 million by a Russian oligarch who runs the aluminum industry in Russia, is Putin's best friend, and his mission, his payment of $10 million was to promote Putin's political interests.
What year?
They changed the Republican Party platform on Ukraine, and they're doing other things as well. Now they're attacking NATO, they're attacking the American press, that's what's happening. They're undermining the democratic institutions of America, and this administration is doing the bidding of Putin and Russia, and that's where we're going to get to the bottom of it.
Now his time. All right, your comment, please.
What year did Manafort receive the $10 million?
Are you asking me a question you know the answer to? Then just say it.
No, I'm asking you. I don't know the answer to.
You don't know?
No.
It does not trouble you that he did?
Do you have proof of that? Have you seen a canceled check? I mean, how do you know? What's your proof?
Yes, they do have proof, Ken, in this case.
What year?
Everything I say is proven. Everything
that is
Ken says is unproven.
Yeah, right. Okay.
He has no proof.
What year? What year?
He talks about Devin Nunes, and
What
Devin
year?
Nunes has no proof.
What year? That's okay. What year?
Do you think, by the way, let me just ask Ken this question.
Yeah.
The question for you is this. Do you think that do you have no concern over Russian meddling in our election?
Oh, of course, but also I have a lot of
But you do then.
Of
so
course.
why are you not demanding that they get to the bottom of it?
Well, number one, they have zero proof. All of our intelligence agencies that there was any collusion between any Trump people and the Russians about there's zero.
Au contraire,
No.
We have the FBI director in an amazing kind of very rare appearance. Intelligence agencies very rarely comment on what's going on because they cannot, But in this case, the FBI director came to Congress and said on TV that there is no proof of this, and that yes, they are doing a wide-ranging investigation on these issues.
Okay.
That is a fact.
Okay.
That is a fact. Now,
Okay,
of course,
my dear
they're not going to
audiences,
reveal it yet,
Sure.
but
My
they
dear
shall.
audiences, this is a debate between my good friend Peter Choi and Ken Hemming. They both are so dear friends to me that I always ask him for help when I get confused about where the country is heading. Now it is such a moment that when I get confused, not only that, my audience, quite a bunch, get confused about where we're heading. So we're debating it. So let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we'll find out that the world, they mentioned the world issue in the very beginning. I said that we'll talk about the world issue later. So when we come back, we pick that up. From there, we'll see how things are going. Stay with us, please. Hello, dear folks. Welcome back to the discussion. Call it debate, call it a very hot debate, whatever you may. It is a discussion, sometimes to the extent of argument about our President Donald Trump. We're not trying to point fingers at anybody as a media. We just try to be held responsible. To be responsible for this country, for whatever direction it's supposed to go that we voted for. Is it where we're going the direction that we voted for? I don't know yet. With the help of my friends, Peter Choi, Ken Hemming, probably we shall find better. We had spent some time on certain issues, but basically rely on the, we stay on the fact of telling truth or falsehood information, or we'll call lie, whatever. People have a better name for that. Anyway, for the wall issue, we really want to talk about. I want to start with my friend Ken Hemming. How do you like the wall program, the project, the idea, and how do you want to support? You want to see the financial support, the legality, the practicality about it, please?
Well, number one, I care about my fellow citizens in America, and I care about their safety. And what do we have? 800,000 illegal immigrants that have been convicted of crimes that are still in the country. They won't be for long, but it may be for a few years. So yes, I support the wall in whatever form it is. You know, it's not going to look the same for all 1,800 miles or 1,200 miles, whatever. But I 100% support it, and so do a lot of Mexicans I know that live here now. And also the first month, in the last month, the number of people that have been tried to sneak into America, walk into America illegally, is down by 40%. So even the fantasy of a wall's already had a major impact, and I like that.
Okay, how do you see support financially?
Well, who's going to pay for the wall?
We're going to have to pay. We're going to pay for it first, and it's not very much money.
That's not what we were told.
Will you allow me to finish, please? Will you allow me to finish?
Let him finish.
We will get Mexico in one way or the other to do it. Okay, good. Okay, Pancho Villa, you can look at that like that, but anyway, it will, and I'm willing to pay for it if that's what we have to do, because I care for my citizens and I care for their safety.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care who pays for it.
Ken expresses that number one is a great project, and number two, he likes it, and number three, he believes that Mexico will pay for it. Right.
In one way or another, tariffs or something.
Please.
Okay. First of all, Ken has just confirmed that Donald Trump lied to America. A centerpiece of his campaign was, we're going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. That was it. That was it. And now what he is saying, and now what the Republican Party is saying, oh, I don't care, I'll pay for it. It's okay, I'm okay with that. It's okay that the American taxpayers are going to pay for this. All the working class people and the unemployed and the people losing health insurance, they're going to pay for this wall. They don't mind now. But what he has confirmed is that Donald Trump lied to the American people when he said, I'm going to build the wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. Because you know what? Mexico is not going to pay for it. The American taxpayers are going to pay for it. So he has confirmed that lie from our liar in chief. Let me say this. When it comes to building a wall, this country, many of us are descended from immigrants. And the America that I believe in is not the America that Trump and the Republicans believe in. The America I believe in is the Statue of Liberty, the symbol of this country, liberty and freedom. Give me your tired, your poor, your wretched masses yearning to be free. Come to this country.
Legally.
And that is why they have come.
Raise my light.
Yes, let me say.
By the golden door.
The idea of people being so blithe and saying, oh, immigrants walking across, you know, it is such a difficult journey to get from Central America, South America, Mexico, over the border, through the desert, into this country, even living here. You know, they are an important part of the economy. And let me give you an example of what is happening. With immigration raids, farmers depend on immigrant workers, especially here in California, which is the breadbasket and the farm country. Well,
Can we hold that for
No, we cannot. We cannot, because this goes straightly to the core.
Well, I want to focus on one thing. there is a
You're
big
talking about the wall, Jack.
No, I'm talking about wall.
You let him
On
finish.
the wall. No, I did, but you took a longer time.
No,
than
I
he
didn't.
did.
I'm going to start timing.
Come on, please.
I'm going to start timing.
Don't be naughty, please.
So that truth
now,
and facts
the
have
truth is-
equal time
okay,
with
I
paranoia
am-
and fantasy.
I'm emphasizing on one fact. I know there's a big difference in between saying I'm going to build over the wall and Mexico is going to pay for it. This is statement number one.
It's a lie. And he
statement
said it was a lie.
Statement number two
That's
is
a lie.
that
Just
one way or the other, Mexico is going to pay for it. So there is a big difference between the two statements. So can we confirm that's a lie, or that's a revision?
Ken just confirmed it.
That's a revision or the whatever
Ken just
for that
confirmed.
statement itself.
Ken just confirmed
And
that
for the
Mexico will not pay, but
significance-
he doesn't care
as
if he
to the
pays for it.
significance
Let me ask
of
a question, Peter.
immigrants.
What date did
he has just
what
confirmed-
date did Trump say he was going to that Mexico would pay for it? What date?
No,
What
not again.
date?
Yes,
I'm
what
saying
date?
that all the way.
No, what date? You said I
Throughout the
confirmed he
campaign.
lied.
What
What
not
date?
what date.
Throughout his campaign,
It
we
will
came
be.
up
It's
with
Months
that
and months.
days.
Every
Come on.
campaign
That
appearance.
I
It was
can't-
his slogan.
No,
That
what
I have
date
to
did he
take-
say Mexico
Jack,
would write
Jack,
the
let
check?
me
No.
respond.
That-
Jack, let me respond. Let
okay,
me
you
respond.
See, you're so off-centered
Ken
now.
wants to know, because it's so amazing
No,
to me. No, let me
you
ask you a
misunderstood,
question.
yeah.
Okay.
You throw out a question.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Respect me enough to allow
What
me
date
to
did he
answer
say
to you.
Mexico would write the check to pay for it? Not what date did he say they'd pay? What date did he say Mexico would pay the check to us?
It's the public impression he says from day one to all the way throughout his campaign. That I have defended.
You're missing
That
the
I
whole
have
question.
take his
You're missing
defense.
the point.
Wait, let me finish.
You're totally
let me
void of.
respond.
Yeah, sure.
Let me
go
respond
ahead.
to Ken.
Go ahead, you
Of
respond,
hearing.
yeah.
Ken is doing what the Republicans do, which is when confronted with a lie, they change the subject.
It's not a
Wait,
lie.
Ken, you
Okay.
asked me a question.
All right, yeah.
I'm giving
right.
you an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, switch foundation.
They switched the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
The
didn't.
statement from Donald Trump was very clear and unequivocal. We're going to build a wall,
Yes.
and Mexico's going to pay for it.
I testify. I'm saying
Now-
the truth, nothing
now
but the
what
truth.
they
Ken,
will.
Now
No.
what Ken is asking
He
is,
says it.
well, what day did he say they were going to pay for it?
Yeah, of course.
You know
Yes,
what?
right.
What, Ken,
Because you
let me
can't
answer.
say he
Ken,
lied.
You're interrupting my answer to you. He didn't say a date
Correct.
because there was no date. It was Mexico's going to pay for it. Now,
said it
what he has
constantly,
not
yeah,
presented
repeatedly.
in any way, shape, or form is how Mexico is going to pay for this wall.
Yeah.
Because if you ask Mexico and the president of Mexico, they're saying, no, we're not paying for that effing wall. So
Yeah, that's Vicente Fox.
I don't know what Mexicans you're hanging out with, but I will say Mexico's not paying for the wall.
But right now
and this counters his statement.
Right now, the
just a few minutes
statement
ago
is reversed
that he doesn't care.
into. No. Now the statement is revised into saying that one way or the other they have to pay.
Yes.
What is the one way or the other?
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
It's,
We
We
it's
don't know.
undetermined.
We
It's
don't know
yeah.
because now that he's in office, he's not presenting anything.
Yeah. So for
There is
something-
no way that
for
you're gonna get
something,
Mexico to pay.
Is it safe for something
We
that
could put a
you
little
don't
bit
know
on it.
yet? We don't know yet. We say they're gonna pay for it. I buy a house, and I say Peter's gonna pay for it.
That's right.
All right. And then
And I say, no, I'm
and
not
then
gonna pay for
later-
your house.
And then later, when Peter says, no, I'm not paying for your house, and I said sooner or later, or one way or the other, Peter is going to pay for it.
And clearly, I'm not going to pay for Jack's house.
No.
So
Of course.
that's where we are.
Yeah, that's where. All right, my dear audience, we're over time. We're way over time. You guys are willing to do another segment or what?
Let's keep this going for a week.
Okay.
Right now.
And I will call it off because my appreciation goes, my deep appreciation goes to Peter.
Can we make a
Thanks,
closing
Peter.
statement? Can we just
Okay,
make a quick
good,
closing
good.
statement?
Let's do a
Ken
closing
go
statement,
first.
please.
Let
No.
Ken
go first.
Go ahead.
No, you have the dignity to go first.
No, come on.
No,
You
Peter's
do,
going
please.
first.
Yeah.
No, because anything I say, he's just going to just attack, and I'm not going to waste my.
I'm a coordinator. Please, you go, please.
Well, my closing statement is I'm happy we have President Trump. I can't be happier. And I'm going to beg you, my closing statement is I beg you to let us or somebody do a show where we talk about what's been accomplished in the first 58 days of his administration. I would like that. That's my request.
Right. Okay,
and
thank
I
you.
believe in Trump, and I will not stop believing in him because this is going to be a different country in 4 years.
No taken. Thank you. And your closing statement?
Well, you would be shocked to hear me agree with Ken that
know
this
what
will
you're
be a different country in 4 years, but it's not going to be a better country. It's going to be a very troubled, we're heading towards the greatest constitutional crisis since Watergate. Here's the good news.
Yeah.
Here's the good news. What I find positive about where we are right now is that despite the Republican Party and the Trump administration and thinkers like Mr. Hemming here making America the laughingstock and causing a constitutional crisis and not dealing with facts and truth, what we do see, we see the government stepping up. We see the Department of Justice stepping up. We see the free press, which is a hallmark of our American way of life, the free press stepping up. And we see everyday citizens rising up in resistance against this regime.
Violently.
And that is a very, very positive
And also, my insertion is that even the Trump care has divided the Republican itself.
It's not Trump care.
It's Trump care.
Yeah.
It's not Trump care.
There are 27 something members
That's right.
that say that we will, oh, by the way, they are
Look,
voting
Trump
now.
care is a
They're voting
disaster,
today.
and that's a show for another
The
day.
voting is
But
today.
I
The voting is today. They're
am
doing now.
empowered
Okay.
and by the fact
And
that
I
people
would like
are
to leave a
rising up.
word to my editor that cut myself off,
Violently,
keep them as much
with
as they
hatred.
can. All right? So, my dear audience, thank you very much. And to both of you, thank you very much. I need both
Thank you,
hands,
Jack.
please.
Love you, baby.
Thank you. All right, good.
Yep, love you.